Critical Blast, where pop culture gets blasted.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at criticalblast.com. And tonight we have with us another venture into crowdfunding. In case you missed the intro card, we are looking at Starlite with Greg Smith and Travis Webb. And let's go ahead and bring them all into the stream. Here's Greg Smith and here's Travis Webb, the guys behind Starlite. How are you guys doing this evening?
Pretty good.
So I'm looking at your campaign and you're funded. So show's over. Go home, everybody.
Great show. See you later.
Was the first campaign on Kickstarter as well? I mean, I guess that's your go-to.
Yeah. We had two campaigns actually on Kickstarter. We had a first campaign for issue 1. Was massively successful. Has a great video. It was great. It hit 10,500, I think.
Yeah.
Very good.
And then we copy and pasted that campaign originally for issue 2, and that campaign didn't do as well. So we let it run its course, and then we learned a lot from it. And we came back and hit issue 2, and we smashed it out in the park in 24 hours.
So what did you do to spice up issue 2? What was the what's the learning thing to take away from the failure for issue 2 to the success of issue 2? So we need all do it ourselves. What can we? Where'd you mess up?
Copy and pasting issue 1's campaign.
There was a little bit of that, but there was also some other things too that we didn't have a lot of control over. You know, I mean,
oh yeah, we launched at a bad time.
The world.
With Kickstarter, you rely heavily on social media.
Yeah.
Right. So, and you rely on having momentum. So that's one thing that any Kickstarter person should take to heart. Momentum is what makes you move in the Kickstarter algorithm. Right. So getting people to see your page, getting pledges every day, showing a lot of momentum at the beginning, right, makes it push you harder. So you get more discovery clicks and category clicks. And what happened is we had a really decent first day of launch. And then the second day, there was a mass shooting. On the third day, there was another mass shooting and riots. On the fourth day, a very famous person died. It was like nothing we could do. And so we couldn't get any momentum.
It's the same with podcasts. I've learned that if you ever decide to go streaming against, say, something like the last episode of Seinfeld, people aren't going to be on there. If there's like a presidential debate, oh crap, that's where everybody is. You kind of don't get that. So yeah, it's tough takeaway. Robert Roberts is asking, is your Starlite the Starlite from the boys? Obviously it's not, but he's also asking because he's wanting more hardcore nudity. Keep it in your pants, Robert. Come on.
So Starlight's not the name of a character. But the title has something to do with something. It's spelled differently. Mm-hmm. Starlight is a character in the boys. We weren't aware of that at the time, but the name Starlight spelled differently has nothing to do with a character named Starlight.
Yeah. It's if you saw our stream to find out exactly what kind of a mess you were getting into when you came on tonight, you'll see that yesterday we talked with Ted Sikora and his character Punchline. Yeah. And before that, we talked with Bill Williams and his book, Punchline. And of course, we both talked each time about DC character Punchline getting her own one-shot title. So, yeah, we're running out of names in comic books. I think Grant Morrison's the only one who can still come up with original superhero names, like the Green Cigarette. That was a character in Animal Man. I forget what his power was. An envelope girl who could fold herself up. So what can we say? So Starlight is not the character. And let me just go ahead and show the page here a little bit. Keep losing my mouse when you get 2 monitors. So who's Pacifier Girl here?
That's Sarah, a.k.a. The Melter. But she doesn't go by The Melter since she was like 7 or 8.
7, yeah.
So I did read that this was about child superheroes. And when I think of that, I always think, Teen Titans, 13, 14, Robin, Wonder Girl, Kid Flash. I don't think even Hit Girl and Kick-Ass was like 12. So you guys are plumbing the depths and going into the 7 to 8 year old superhero characters.
Well, no, they're teenagers now.
Yeah.
Right, but they were.
Right. So think
They were
Power
younger.
Pack, something like that.
Okay.
And then imagine that if the Teen Titans didn't get to grow up to be real superheroes, if they never got to join the Hall of Justice.
Yeah.
Right? They just said one day, you're not good enough, go back to high school.
Take some
Gotcha.
time off.
That's our characters, Chris and Sarah.
So Robin grows up to run a dog rescue.
Right. And
Yeah.
Like what Burt Ward does now.
right, exactly. So yeah, imagine you have that promise your whole life. You do all these crazy adventures, intergalactic adventures. You hang out with the biggest superheroes. Everyone thinks you're going to be a star, and then one day it's like, no, never mind. You're not good enough.
Well, at least they get kicked to the curb for that. So how many? She doesn't call herself that. She's certainly still not wearing something related to her costume.
Nope.
No.
Because she's dressed oddly for a teenager who's no longer a superhero. Yeah, she's got the cat cape on. I keep jumping this up and down. People can get sick. She's got the pacifier going on here. She's got the matching, looks like a fuzzy sleeper.
Are you sharing your screen right now?
Oh, no, I'm not sharing my screen. You all are just fine. No, I'm looking over here. I can't see you when I do this. I should move it like right up here. But
Thought
then
it'd help.
This is primetime television here, folks. We're professionals. And I'm looking behind me because I'm looking for something that's going to relate to all of this, I promise you. So tell us about kid superheroes and how many there are, who they are, and where they are now.
Go ahead, Greg.
Huh? Oh, well, I was going to say, really, we focus on Chris and Sarah, the siblings in this story in the series. They don't really have many contemporaries that pop up within the story itself. We do reference their older, I'd say they're kind of like their mentors, mentor superheroes in the series itself. And you get Captain Commander, who nice glasses, Travis. who talks to them and kind of that's who gives them the shoulder tap and the take some time, learn some other skills.
Go to high school, get a high school diploma, kid.
Yeah.
Study hard because you may not be long for this career.
Yeah, that's how it went down, actually.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that some of them do make it.
No, neither of them do. They were a brother and sister duo, and it stopped. It's over. It ain't happening.
But
That's actually where the story starts.
Aren't there other kid sidekicks that they knew that did go on, or was it just them?
So here's the thing: with Starlite, we're deconstructing that concept, like the boys, like the Watchmen and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is we didn't really want to deconstruct the idea of someone becoming a superhero and all the pains of becoming a superhero. We wanted to deconstruct what it feels like to be like anyone. Like, we've all went to high school and we had a friend that was going to be a rock star, and you had a friend that was going to be a great writer, and you had a friend that was going to be on TV and they were a great actor and they're going to move to Hollywood, and now they all work at like Walmart,
Yeah.
And
Used car salesman.
say again.
Used car salesman.
Yeah, right. They don't make it, and we wanted to deconstruct that concept with superpowers and then kind of get away from the Watchmen and boys concept and put them in their own environment. So we had them kidnapped by space alien pirate cats and transdimensional spider wizards.
Oh, yeah.
Much easier way to deal with it. We put them isolated in a giant starship in the middle of the universe.
So there's totally normal life that they've had to lead now.
Right.
Yeah.
What was that question that just came up?
Robert was asking about the cape that she's wearing. He asked if there was a special name for those one-piece animal capes. I don't think it's onesies. Onesies are legs.
Go ahead and
and
show
feet.
them, Greg.
Yeah. So during the first issue, during the first Kickstarter issue, we had these hats created. Travis's friend created these hats, and this was a backing tier. It is a bun hat, and it's much like the one that Sarah's wearing in the image. It's a very nice hat. It's got a paws, fits on your head very nicely, very well crafted. But I'm trying to think of the. I don't know if there's a specific name for such a thing.
An animal hood.
Animal hood, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a? Can you slip your hands inside the paws? Is it like little mittens?
No, they're super heavy, so they kind of rest on your chest a little bit,
Okay.
and you can kind of So, I mean, at least they're not weighted or anything, but they're with material. The material has some depth to it. So,
I didn't know if it'd be like like you could wear it out in winter. You got your little stocking cap on, and it comes with the mittens attached to these strings, so you can stick your hands inside them and keep your hands warm. The idea of kid sidekicks that don't make it got me thinking, and you all are way too young for this to know that. You ever read Rick Beach's Brat Pack? The blank stares tell it all. Yeah. That was the book I was looking for. And yes, it's got a salacious cover on it because it's kind of a salacious book. Brat Pack was ultra violent, kind of a story. It had the Midnight Mink instead of Batman, and his sidekick was Chippy, who was picked for his pouting lips. And it was like there are 5 different heroes. They were all analogs for different characters in the Justice League, minus Superman. Superman was missing. And the whole book is about replacing the kid sidekicks because the kid sidekicks got blown up right there in like the first 4 pages. But the main heroes have trademarks on their names, and they can't keep producing the action figures and the comic books if they don't have this kid sidekick. So they have this priest of all people procure new candidates to fulfill the role for Chippy and Luna and all these other characters. And it's apropos of absolutely nothing other than the fact that, teen sidekicks who don't grow up to become any kind of a hero was kind of the theme in that too.
Kind of the same theme, except ours get kidnapped by transdimensional space wizards.
Yes, this one was far more banal and almost based in reality. So let me actually share the screen now, and hold on to your stomachs, folks.
as you shift.
Yes, because I am a chronic mouser. It's like my wife, will you just keep it on the page? I'm trying to look at this. So what happens to child superheroes after they're all grown up? Do they end up like the countless Hollywood child stars, which is a perfect analogy? A heroic past haunting their present, forgotten by the pop culture zeitgeist, only to be recalled in nostalgic listicles on YouTube. And here's where you have the brother and sister team, Chris and Sarah Sheridan, formerly Mighty Boy and the Melter of the sensational Ultra Kids. They were the only 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the whole.
They were a duo team.
Yeah, duo team.
Sorry, my cat can hear us, and he
wants in.
See who's in the room.
And the last thing you want is Caesar to enter the chat. Or Travis might have a cat in his shirt or of his pants or on his head.
I had a gerbil that would do that.
I just realized what time it is, guys. Go ahead, keep talking. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. All right.
But they were just a team to themselves, and they weren't like sidekicks to a main adult hero.
They weren't sidekicks to an adult hero, but they were part of a larger team, much like like the Legion of Superheroes or Justice League. So you've got a larger group, and these kids would help out when needed and necessary. So their skill set was often called upon because they had a power set that was useful.
That's an interesting plot device in and of itself. I mean, a Justice League kind of group that's got 2 kids in it, 7 and 8 or whatever, simply because they're power sets and needed, and not have them shunted off to some other team of their peers. You could do a lot with peer relationships on a team like that, I would think. I don't know how much you delved into the past with them.
Oh no, there's definitely a lot of growth for that type of story as the issues go. So, or reflection, if you will.
We left a lot of space for opportunity for further stories.
It's only issue 2, RJ. Come on, give us some time here.
What did RJ want?
That's me.
Oh, you. Sorry, I thought you were referring to. I know you for a second. Chat, so I kept seeing the chat pop up, and I wasn't sure if you were referring. I apologize.
That was Bap. Bap's just saying hi. Bap's always here. He's one of our faithful supporters. So this is the second issue of a book series. This is way more information than people want, but it's very cool to have that kind of transparency.
Yeah.
To see where the money goes here. So the bulk of it does go to book production and printing supplies. Let's take a look at the actual tiers here before we get into some more of the story. This is $8 for a physical copy of issue number 2. How many pages are we looking at here? What size of a book is this?
So it's a standard size book. Actually, I guess these are the new standard size. Someone just explained that to me, that there's the old Marvel standard size and there's the modern standard size. So it's a standard comic book. There are 24 pages per issue. There will be 7 issues total for the whole story. It's printed on really high-end paper. So we wanted to make sure everybody got a good quality book to hold. And you'll get a digital copy as well. Name printed in the book. I'm trying to be nice because this is my only good copy right now. But we wanted to make sure it was really high quality. So if you bought this, you knew you were one of our backers. You were part of this building of this IP. It's really heavy, and it's printed locally out of Portland with a local print shop that we like using. So we try to use all local resources.
Yeah. Want to do that.
So this will be 24 pages then as well. I mean, that was issue 1 you held up, right?
Yep.
Because that was my other question. I was like, do you have it all printed all ready to go, and it's just going to be shipping when we're done, or?
We're mostly done now with issue 2. The whole series is written to the end already. We just do the art as we're going through the Kickstarter. Well, Brett does, and then we print as soon as the Kickstarter is done and ship it as fast as we can.
So we're going to basically hit to the printers in 20 days.
We'll hit the printers probably 5 to 10 days after that, because there's some delay between Kickstarter, us, and so forth.
Oh, that's right.
And taxes and so forth. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't release it right to you right then. Do you guys prefer Kickstarter over Indiegogo? Is there a reason why you chose them, or do you use both?
Well, the Kickstarter community is huge for comics right now. And we don't really know a lot about Indiegogo, but people keep bringing it up with us, so we just don't have a lot of experience there.
Yeah, it has its advantages. I mean, Kickstarter's, as a backer, I always explain the reason I avoid Kickstarter, I use it. I'm going to go out and back stuff on it. But I'll prefer Indiegogo because I have to remember that it's coming. The money's coming out on a certain day. Whereas Indiegogo says, "Oh, money, we'll take that now. Thank you very much," and then I don't have to worry about it. It's gone. But on your end of it, then if the Indiegogo doesn't match its goal, well, then you actually have to actively refund all those donations if it didn't go through. But the other side is that, Indiegogo can be used as an on-demand kind of store. I've seen a lot of people will go to Kickstarter, get their project funded, and then take it all to Indiegogo afterwards and say, okay, here's our online store for 60 days. We have a funding goal of $500, which you'll hit very easily, and then it's funded, and then you're basically just using it as a storefront for 60 days to sell the printed books.
Interesting.
It's one of the many things I see happening. I crowdfund nothing. I've done one crowdfunder in my life, and it was for books that were already published, and I was just trying to raise some money for a move.
Mm-hmm.
But I talked every single night with people who are doing crowdfunding, and I see different things being done. And I'm kind of getting the unified theory of crowdfunding together. This is your fourth crowdfund, so you're figuring it all out.
I think with for our team, it was about being comfortable with the Kickstarter platform, because Travis is a backer on Kickstarter for multiple projects. I have a few projects that I've done in the past. Brett has as well, and it felt like the right choice for us. But I mean,
you go with what you know.
Yeah, go with what you know.
Yeah,
and then, like Travis said, the community just being like what it is, and we had all those different resources to pull from with in that community to be able to ask questions and find out where we're making missteps or how we can do things differently, better, and step up to those challenges that we might be experiencing, like in the last Kickstarter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't. Why is it every time I know what it is. I'm adding it to the stream, but then I just need to change my view. So the $8 for the physical copy of issue number 2, is that can't be including shipping, I would imagine.
No, there's a little bit of shipping on top of that too.
Yeah,
depending on where you are in the world.
Yeah, that's because you can have the shipping added right then and there. I know that the Kickstarter we looked at last night for Punchline, the second one, not the first one. Every price they had listed was shipping included. So, their book was $10, but the shipping was built into the price. I don't know how you would do that. He said it only if it was domestic. If it was overseas, then obviously all bets were off. It's going to be whatever it costs to do.
Interesting.
So you can assume probably another $5 or so for shipping.
Because we use a special heavy
mailer.
Envelope mailer.
Gemini mailer? Using those Gemini mailers?
No, we use those for multi books. We use the big Gemini heavy mailers, but these are heavy single issue mailers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. David Walker showed them to us, and we really like them.
Yeah.
So far, we haven't had an issue get damaged in shipping.
That's the goal. no shipment damages.
Yeah, I've had countless things shipped, not via Kickstarter, just in general, shipped in just weird ways. I collect things. Obviously, you can see the things in the case behind me, and my wife and I collect different things. And you go and you buy something, and you expect it to be shipped a nice way, not just in some bubble wrap or a bubble mailer, and it shows up all wonkadoo, and you're just feeling really bummed about it. And that was one of the things that the team discussed and was like, how do we make sure that this doesn't happen? And Travis found us these awesome things from David. So
yeah, there's nothing like getting the notification on your phone that your item has arrived, and you go out to your front step, and it's not there, and you walk with trepidation to your mailbox saying, please God, no. And you open it up, and here's this curled bubble envelope that they've managed to squeeze in there.
Oh my God.
yeah,
That is the worst. I've had that, and it pissed me off pretty bad.
Even if it's got a cardboard stick thing and it says "do not bend,"
They'll still do it.
if it bends, yeah, it does. They don't take that as an instruction; they take that as a challenge. So your $15 pack, that's where you can get your producer's credit. You get your name in the book. You get a digital copy of issue 2, physical, and a special 8x11 Starlite pinup by Brett. So, do we see the pinup down here? Should I just scroll down?
Yeah, go ahead and scroll down the rewards down here, and it's all the same stuff, but it has pictures of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Those are all character sketches, pages from the comic. Cool picture of Brett.
Yeah.
She's not really... Okay.
Yeah.
Do I need to file an FOIA for information on this?
No, I'm fine. I mean, like it's all clear now. It's all clear.
Okay.
Okay.
Because we have, called sheriff's departments before to clarify stories in the comic book industry. Just saying. So, rewards. We'll just start here. That's easier than going over this thing that keeps greening out on me every time I try to point to it. So all the back physical issues will be shipped and signed. So even at your minimum level, you're getting a signature on it. BAP2 is going to be coming back. He had to shell out for a class today, but he will be back to your campaign, and I guarantee you he will probably back it because he backs everything that ever shows up on our show. So here's a hint, people watching the stream, if you want to come on and have your item backed, if you've got a good product and you see BAP in the chat, you did well. My copy of Pandemic was damaged despite being in a Gemini mailer that was in perfect condition. So the book was damaged, but the package was just fine.
Oh, man.
Just on that real quick, on our last run, it wasn't things getting damaged. We had at least 30 books get lost in the USPS. And that was crazy. We've never had that many losses. I've worked with other campaign people. Just the last few months, everything's getting lost. So there you go. We ordered an extra 100 copies, so that got us out of that. But
you shipped them out on the same day that people put their ballots in the mail. So
they won't get lost then.
They're in a sack somewhere in an attic somewhere. I'm sure somebody will find them someday. And
they'll be worth millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars. And we're here on the scene, and we found all these discarded ballots and a couple of comic books. All backers will get their name in the issue, even the $1 backers. So,
yeah, we'll put them in there.
All backers will get their name posted on the Starlite comic book website. Very cool. All but the $1 just support backers. So, pony up the dough, you cheapskates. You'll receive a digital copy, and all physical backed issue covers will be labeled on the cover as Kickstarter Backer Edition, which tells me there's another cover.
Not yet. Just if we ever resell the comic again, we'll never label them like that and do this level of quality. That way, everyone who bought this run knows they bought the prototype copies.
Gotcha.
These
new
are
add-on.
alpha.
Black bordered alpha comic. Gotcha.
Yeah, with the sharp corners, not the soft corners.
So you got like the 100-pound weight cover.
160 pound. No, sorry. I started thinking about Magic the Gathering cards.
Yeah.
A little secret of mine. I was one of the original playtesters for that with Richard Garfield, and I was just remembered it's 160-pound card stock for playtest cards. Just so you know.
Oh man, I just found out a couple of nights ago that my Magic the Gathering deck of 60 cards that I got rid of in 1997.
Yeah.
For $400, and thought I flipped it at the right time because there was no way that market was going any higher. I got $400 for the set. That set had my Time Twister in it, which I now know is like a 4-figure card or higher.
Thanks, Caesar.
So I could have bought a house with my deck of cards, I guess, or down payment. All my millstones and Wrath of Gods and balances. I'm getting weepy-eyed now. New add-ons. You can now add on items. That's something that's very cool that I think is a Kickstarter exclusive. This whole a la carte thing that you can do upon the point of purchase. I say, well, you really want all this stuff in the next one, but you want one of the things in it? That's a cool thing. So let's see what those are as we move on here. Early bird special. No point in looking at that now, is there?
Yeah, those are over.
Yep. So let's skip. Oh, there's a whole bunch in there. So here, throw a buck at them. That means that you get, if we remember the pie chart, you get about 48 cents of that.
Yeah.
So throw more than a buck. $4 for the PDF reward, digital only copy. If you just want to read it, see if it's worth your money, spend the $4, then move on, spend the $8.
Now, real quick on that, when you do that and you say you still need issue 1, if you click on the $4 reward, it will give you the option to buy issue 1 as a PDF add-on.
Oh, cool. So you can find out if you weren't there before, you can read up on it.
Yeah, and that's a new feature with Kickstarter, and we're part of the first groups to get it. So everybody's still learning how it works, and there's still a little like, it's not pretty in my opinion. Like we can't add images to it, stuff like I want to.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you pick up the $4 reward for issue 2, you can still pick up the $4 reward for issue 1, or the $4 issue 1 PDF.
We've been fielding a lot.
The other ones?
I'm sorry.
Is there any way to get issue 1? Well, I see digital copies throughout here, so it's got to be coming. It's got to be coming. $8 for this physical copy. Here is the cover, the only cover that there is. Somewhere on here.
Oh, because there's multiple issue 2 covers. That's the primary issue 2 cover. And again, if you buy it, you can go add on issue 1 as a physical, but it's a reprint issue 1, so it won't have that Kickstarter badge on it.
Gotcha. This will have the Kickstarter badge on it somewhere on here.
Yep.
Not there right now. And then for the $15 reward, that's the festival pack. I like that image. That's the one I used for your intro card, by the way. It's just all this light. Is that her melter powers going out?
Yeah, that's when we were talking about the Kickstarter that didn't work out very well, talking to other creators on Kickstarter, almost everyone's first sentence when they got done looking at the other Kickstarter to us would be, well, you should put Sarah on the front of everything. Sarah sells. And the book's not about Sarah, it's about both of them. So it didn't occur to us that Sarah was the money seller. So that image was created specifically because Sarah sells.
I don't know if you guys know much about comic book readers. let me give you a little inside baseball hint here. We're mostly guys, and we don't care that they're 14 on the cover because they're ink. I'm assuming. I don't know how old she is. She's probably 16 or 17. But yeah, Sarah sells. So we're weird that way. Yeah. So you get the digital copy of the issue, the physical copy, and the pinup. This is the pinup I'm taking it, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. 8.5 by 11. You ship that rolled up in the tube?
No, God, no. It comes in a backer board itself and everything.
Done the right way. Okay. Because here's I know people roll things up in tubes and put them in the boxes with the stuff. They like to stay rolled when they come out of the tube.
Yeah, they never flatten back out.
Unless
I gotta fix another cat real quick. She's getting mad.
I have a stack of rolled. Oh yeah, the cat. Well, Caesar will make it on the show. I want to say one time Travis and I were doing a video feed for the first Kickstarter, and that's where the cat ran up his pants. And then the next time,
if Caesar gets on the screen and I go out here and I tweet, Caesar is in the show,
fan base will come flying.
Everybody will come watch, and they won't get the Caesar they're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have issue 1 in a physical. You can pick it up as an add-on or in one of these packs like the one he's looking at now where it has issue 1 and issue 2 together.
That's
gotcha,
cool. That's exactly perfect. That's exactly why I put it on the screen now, because I knew it was perfect timing. So you get both issue 1 and 2. This is the $24 Raver Redux pack. Again, this is the reprint of issue 1, so it doesn't say the Kickstarter cover on it. Which
still super high quality.
Still super high quality. Physical. Now, see, it doesn't really say that here. It says physical issue, but it doesn't say issues. So you're still thinking. I'm still thinking that I'm getting issue number 2, but not number 1. Now, it says it up here in the paragraph, obviously, but we're shoppers. We don't read the paragraph. We read the bullet points.
I'll make sure that in the next Kickstarter we'll send it over to you. Preview.
I have become the colonel that I hated 30 years ago at my first job. Developing screens for COBOL programs for a military system. He said, I want it on the screen to tell you what to do. I'm like, but if you hit the F1 key on anywhere, there is the help screen that tells you. He's like, nobody reads the help screens.
It's true. Contextual help is not. I mean, you have to have contextual help. That's the rule.
Yes. So it had to tell you on the screen what to do with it. And if you hit F1 for help, it would take you to a screen to tell you what to do where you just were.
Yeah.
So now I have become him. You have to put it in the bullet points, even if you put it in the paragraph right above the bullet points. Because nobody reads the paragraphs. The $30 reward. This is the variant cover. So this is a variant cover by Jenna Ayub. And go ahead and tell us where you found her and who she's been working with and what she's done.
All right, so she's a friend of the team. She and I met a few years back at Omaha Comic-Con. We were tabling next to each other, and she's done an extensive stint over at Boom, doing inks and colors for various projects such as Adventure Time, Steven's Universe. What can I think? Adventures of Gumball and Lumberjanes. So she's done a large amount of work. She also has her own book coming out on Boom next year, Forever Home. So
a heavy hitter name, kind of, sort of, some gravitas to throw on to this thing.
And she likes the comic. She's a fan, so it was really great to have her.
Absolutely. So
check out her Sarah. We told her she could draw anything she wanted, and guess who she drew?
Yeah, she drew Sarah.
Yeah, that was your choice.
Sarah sells. In the industry, she knows what sells. Does Sarah always have the purple hair, or is that just in this lighting here?
Yeah, she always has colored hair.
Okay.
I don't know if you've caught him, but Sarah, when Chris and Sarah, the two characters, right? I'm just gonna bring this up real quick. Chris, when he lost his ability to be a superhero, he's still superhero in his brain. He's still Captain America, right? He's still going to find a way back. He's gonna graduate from high school, go to college, and somehow find a way back to being a superhero and prove himself. Sarah, on the other hand, was like, everything's gone. I lost everything. I don't have any friends. And she deals with the trauma of that by doing drugs and going to raves.
Cool. Okay.
Side note, your audience should know, Sarah spends the first couple books high as hell.
Now, when you say they lost everything, did they lose their powers, or were their powers just not enough to cut it?
So you really should read the book on that, because that's actually one of the plot points.
Okay, because when we are using her powers as a teenager, I'm assuming she still has them. But then, when you said Mighty Boy, Chris lost his, made me think that maybe they had puberty and grew out of their power or something. It was a phase that they were in. So this is the, scroll all the way back up here to say $30. This is the variant cover, but it's not just the variant cover. You are getting the normal cover and the limited edition cover of number 2.
So you get 2 issues.
2 issues, your name printed in the book, a physical issue signed by the team. The special 8.5 by 11 Starlite pinup and the physical variant cover. That's okay. You said you covered it here. You put that second issue right there. It's cool. $30 reward, pencils only edition, interior and exterior. I'm guessing just from the examples.
Yeah, it's a complete pencils only comic book.
That is lovely. I love pencils only stuff because you get to see so much more detail. Inkers have their purpose, colorists have their purpose, but by the time it goes through the 2 of them, you lose so much detail, I think.
Or, sometimes you gain it. I mean, there are some inkers out there, like, he's a friend. Jeez, how do I forget my own friend's name? Anyways, they can add meat to it, that the penciler doesn't bring to it. But You're right. Sometimes you get losses, but sometimes Jeremy Clark. So, you get inkers like Jeremy Clark who actually make the images look better when he's done, which is crazy.
Yeah, you don't lose so much with the inker if you've got a good inker. A lot of times the color will wash things out,
right?
Just by the nature of it being colored. And sometimes, so now that we've got Photoshop, the worst thing that ever happened to comic books, you get those lens flares and everything, and those
lighting effects,
soft cells and such. Yeah.
We use a lot of that in this issue, by the way.
All those things, you get them all.
We're doing it right.
Because Sarah's high all the time. That's what we did.
Gotcha.
That's what she sees.
This is not the first time I've had to extricate my foot from my mouth. So,
Brett actually had to develop a different way of coloring than he's done in the past for this comic because we wanted something colorful and bright and ravey because of Sarah, but also because we wanted to create a universe that was just different than anything we'd seen on the pages before.
Yeah.
And I should scroll back up when we're done with this and show some of those interior pages so that people can get a better idea of what the interior is like. So anyway, yes, if you want all pencils, $30 reward right there. $35 reward is the retailer pack. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for this. We need more of this. So we get the larger space.
Issue ones. Oh, go ahead.
7 physical copies. Only one will be signed. You won't sign all of them. So they can sell one at an upgraded price. Very smart, actually. 2-line signature space for your store name and email or website with your store name printed in bold. Explain.
So on the signature sheet, I think I have one here. Hang on.
Yeah.
Anyone who does a retailer's pack gets a retailer's double line to advertise their shop. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but
print it in the book.
Yeah, to show that your shop backed this comic as a retailer, and how to contact your shop for more issues.
Okay, I was thinking that it was like on Free Comic Book Day, every one of the comic books I pick up, there's the 2-line spacing box there that they and put the stamp of their name on it. And I was like, I'm not crazy about that idea, but that's better. That's much better.
It harkens back to that. The list in the old comic books that you would be reading when like Travis and I were younger and get off the spinner rack and like comic books in your area, and you'd see all the comic book stores where they were in the towns you were going to. If you were like me and moving from city to city or state to state, and you're like, is there a comic book in the town we're moving to? Or a comic book store in the town we're moving to?
I've moved around the country for different jobs, and that's always been after the interview and you're sitting in the hotel room, and you're thinking, well, okay, we're thinking about taking it. What restaurants we've got around here we're shopping? I'm like, where's the comic shop? In fact, I sometimes ask that in the interviews because I knew that I could. So that's just $35 for 7 copies. That's a good breakdown. I mean, that's like $6 a book. I didn't math right. 8. Yeah, I don't know. $5 a book. $5 a book. So it's a great breakdown of price. Do they have to prove they're a retailer?
Nope.
So
if someone wanted to buy 7 issues as Christmas gifts, we'd let them do it.
And I could do that and advertise Critical Blast on the 2-line bold. That'd be sweet. Look that one up.
Pays to advertise.
I think someone did that with their podcast. Actually,
they did last on the first one. I can't remember, but I remember we had a purchase. Yeah, that was not a store. But it was definitely one of those things that when we thought about what we were doing, all of us that work on this, we all know different comic book stores in the areas that we live in, because we all live in various parts of the Northwest. But and then also too, just like looking at the pandemic that we're in and seeing where, sorry about that, seeing where we're at with distribution and other stuff like that, we can't get out to comic book shows where we would normally be able to meet up with retailers and sell them this book and get this into their stores, or travel to various places to get these books into their shops as we were doing before. So being able to provide them this is a great way to do it.
And it's needed. It's a needed add-on to the crowdfunding paradigm because it didn't exist for retailers for at least the first couple of years in crowdfunding that I had seen. And $40 books every time they came out was just not something that was going to be sustainable over the long run.
No.
But the prices have obviously come down. I mean, you don't have a $40 book here for the first single issue. People are figuring out how to do it, cheaper printing, faster shipping. Obviously, if you're ordering 7 books in one box, you're saving a ton on shipping, getting it all sent at one time. So if you are retailers, and I usually, when I see a retailer tier, I generally send this to my LCS when I'm done, so that he is aware of it. He enjoys putting those kind of things in his store. And Dave Dyer of Cosmic Comics will be on with us Saturday night, by the way, when we do the LCS Guys show, where we'll have Yul Carter from Berkeley and Michael Tierney from Little Rock, Arkansas will both be joining us. And we'll have Matt Reese from the Matriarchy also here as a guest. And we're adding another guy here, but I don't know if he's going to make it yet or not, so I haven't advertised him yet. He's invited. He may be a new guy on the show. So this is a new one. This is 1 and 2 physical printings, reprint, new print, and mini prints. Looks like 4 different mini prints.
Share.
These don't look like they come from the book.
Yep, go ahead and share so you're forgetting to share again. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are original prints by Brett. He really, his mini prints are really popular. Mm-hmm. So, we don't, because we're only on issue 2, we don't have a lot of promotional work for it yet. We're only 2 issues in. So these are 4 of his best, most popular prints added on. And they'll be shipped in very nice. They're heavy gauge. They're by the same high end printer. And it's just a chance to pick up some original Brett artwork.
Yeah. And this is, again, like a throwback to people that might have seen Brett at various conventions throughout the years, as he's made the rounds around the country. And you always see that one artist that you're like, oh, I'm going to grab that at the next show. And you know what? There's no shows right now, but you can grab this option, this tier, and you can get 4 prints that you're probably looking at a show.
And these are the 4 prints. I mean, it's not just like 4 random prints.
Nope. These are the 4.
I tell you what, shows next year better knock our frickin' socks off, because these artists have had nothing to do all year long but produce stuff to put in their shows. So they haven't had to travel. Just sit at home and perfect your craft. So this gets you the digital copy of the book, your name printed, physical signed, 8.5 by 11 Starlite pinup. We're building on. I've got to read carefully, because sometimes I go to the next one and it doesn't build on. It's like, no, we threw all that out and put a T-shirt in instead. So I'm being very careful.
Now the prints are available as individual add-ons.
Oh, sweet!
But that's the best deal to get all 4 prints.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you? I mean, these are all gorgeous. Even if some of them are not your favorite, for the price you're paying, somebody whose favorite it is, and you just found a Christmas gift that you will be able to give out and make somebody very happy. 49. Somebody's got a spaceship landing.
It's neighbor kids got motorcycles for the pandemic, so they started a motorcycle
pandemic gift. Their pandemic presents.
Yeah, they're pandemic presents. I live out in the in a weird area of a city-esque part of the suburbs of Seattle, where I've got farms around me and housing developments and stuff. So the a few of the farm kids got their motorcycles and they like to race through the neighborhoods.
Gotcha. The little motorcycles.
Oh no, they're
they're on the full size ones. Okay.
Well, they're like the leader's got a 225, so, and then everyone else is on 125s and below. But I think the smallest one is probably like a 50. But
so this is the $49. This is where you get the alternate cover and the sketch cover. It looks like all 3 covers. All 3 cover variants. So the main one, Jenna's, and the pencil one. I'm assuming that's the completely penciled one. Digital copy of 2, standard copy of 2. Add on a reprint for only $8 of issue 1. Or the digital for $4. I read the fine print, so I try to keep up. So that's a good deal to get everything. 40. It looks pretty much like everything is in that one, except that here's the Headstrong pack. And with this one, you're getting all 3 of the variants for number 2, plus it looks like a physical of number 1. That's just me looking at the picture. This one comes with music.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're the second people this week I've talked to who have a theme song for your comic book.
Ours is from a famous happy hardcore producer who made it for this comic.
Yeah.
Who's actually read the entire series end to end.
Yeah.
A hardcore Headstrong fan. I don't want to know.
Happy hardcore.
Gotta be into Travis.
It is the ultimate rave music. It is a lot of stomping, squeaking, and heavy kicks.
Gotcha. I'm way too old now.
Yeah, it would probably make your eardrums bleed.
I'm a child of the 80s music. So my son wants to listen to, my son's 13, he's listening to death metal. I'm like, they're not singing. They're chattering. It's not even mic. Oh, I can't even do it. I just hurt my throat doing that. $200 reward, original art. Love original art pages. And that's generally the price point you see original art pages at. So is it obviously you can't pick the page you're going to get, I would imagine.
We might be able to work something out with the person since we don't sell a lot of these. And there's 24 pages to look through.
Mm-hmm.
And it's limited.
Yeah, you'll own the page and we won't have it anymore.
Yeah.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
You can't buy page 2 because we've sold page 2.
Yeah.
How do you know?
You get the physical copy, of course, signed, and the Starlite pinup. You're always going to get the pinup. And the original art page. $300, you get the digital copy of 2, physical copy of 2, Starlite pinup, drawing of you as a raver in the comic.
Yep.
That's cool. Get drawn into the book.
Now they're added to the back because the book is done.
Mm-hmm.
And we're already past the part where we could put ravers into rave scenes. So there are extra art pages added to the actual end of the book.
Okay, so you're sort of like in the pinup section.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Bap is back. Want to know what he missed? You missed mostly me screwing up, because I'm misreading all the details and I'm blaming it on them. So
It's our fault.
it's their fault. They're nearly Canadian, so we can blame Canada. So
weird
you're drawn into the book, but you're drawn into a sketch page at the end of the book.
Yeah, but it'll be a full nice, art piece of you as a raver, how you kind of give us some feedback on what you want to look like. The last group sent us a couple pictures each, up to 5 to 6 photos of themselves at the age level they want, the stuff that's special to them on their body, and gave us an idea of the type of raver they wanted to be represented as, and then you get placed in the back of the book in Brett's art style with this coloring type.
Okay, but the important question is Sarah there?
You could probably request that.
Because Sarah sells.
I know.
That, right? What's the point of being at the rave if Sarah's not there? So
it's the truth.
You know what I didn't see? And I don't know if it's something.
If you say bookmarks, I'm going to vomit all over this keyboard.
I'm not going to say bookmarks. You know why?
He pulls out a stack.
You don't need to bookmark a comic book. You need to bookmark a book. Books get bookmarked. Like The Devil You Know, a horror anthology of 20 stories published by Critical Blast, available on Amazon.com and way down deep in the links in the description below. Yeah, bookmarks are for books. If you've lost your place in a 22-page comic book, you ate paint chips as a child. But because she's a raver, and raves are usually advertised on light poles in the artsy districts of towns, and all the bands that will be there. They're advertised with stickers that can be die cut, sort of like this charm keychain here. So I'm surprised I didn't see stickers of Sarah.
During our first 24 hours, we actually had one of our stargazers. They're our fans from book one who are wanting to push to make sure that the rest of the series goes through. Shout out to David Alexander. He actually pushed out for everyone that backed in that 24-hour period. And if they got back in touch with him, he provided them a sticker pack of 3 die-cut stickers, vinyl die-cut stickers. So we had awesome stickers that he had been producing for the rave scene and put out and donated to us a $20 value that he wanted to make sure that everyone got that followed the process and backed us on the first day.
Well, so you could get Sarah done, and because she's got those melter powers, these stickers here are holofoil.
Oh, that's cool.
So they get that little glimmer going off of them there.
That would look cool.
Melter.
We'll probably figure out the stickers for issue 3. There's a definite learning curve there.
Mm-hmm.
Stickers. If I were you guys, and this is where I just throw out big brain ideas that I have absolutely no responsibility for fulfilling. Therefore, I can do that. I would go with a full figure sticker of Sarah and a sticker of the logo, the Starlite logo, and just ship them off to stickermule.com. They'll send you like 1,000 stickers for the price of a stale donut. I don't know how they do it, but they're super freaking cheap. And then you've just got that. So, thank you, Bap2. Bap2 just, I told you he always spends money. He didn't spend it on you guys this time. That's the only problem there. He bought, and it wasn't tonight. He bought the hardcover of also published by Critical Blast by Stephen J. Mitchell. This is a young adult superhero novel. No pictures. It's all words.
Just pictures. We just saw them.
Yeah, that's true. You saw symbols.
Symbols.
Which you want to get right down to it and go all go all Da Vinci Code on it. Every letter on the page is a picture with a symbol that we give it meaning to. See, always galaxy brain thinking there. Where was I at? We were talking stickers. You guys didn't care, so we'll just move on from there.
We'll definitely look at stickers for issue 3 because that's been stickers and bookmarks are the biggest things that people bring up with us. And like, how do you do a rave comic and not have stickers? I'm like, because I'm sick of stickers and glitter after 20 years of raving, yo.
Yeah, but the ravers now want it. Bookmarks, I'm surprised at, as opposed to like trading cards. Trading cards are the big thing I'm seeing all the time.
Travis's eyes. We had this conversation. Thank you, RJ.
You're welcome. It's what I do.
All right, stickers, trading cards. What was the other thing?
Not bookmarks. That was
not bookmarks for issue 3. So stickers and trading cards definitely next issue.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to go all out, this is not mine, so I'll take that off there. This was is also something that this came from Jim Balance, Tarot Witch of the Black Rose deal, and it's still the same die cut thing. We've done it, but ours is a circle, so you really can't tell how the die cut thing works on it. But yeah, you get the little keychains. You could have Sarah on one of these, cut out like something like that, or you could have just the Starlite logo. This has been a horrible year to get these kind of things because you put them out in the mail, but I get them because when we go to conventions, they're out on a table, and it's like people just come by and grab one out of the pile. Hopefully, we'll get back to something like that again. But crowdfunding is really a convention table that you're at all the time.
True.
It's sort of like it's a convention table where you show your stuff, and if you don't make enough money, you were never at the convention. Does that make did I make sense there, or am I having like LSD flashbacks of some kind here?
I think you hit us with a critical blast.
I should be. I need more than soda tonight. I should be drinking something out of a brown bottle. And I'm all out of brown bottles. So everybody who's watching in the chat, this is Starlite. That's the name of neither of the characters. Why is it called Starlite?
That's part of the book.
Okay.
You'll have to read.
It's called Starlite without the GH, and it's part of the book, and it's plot specific. Two former superheroes, brother and sister, not superheroes anymore, maybe still have their powers, maybe don't. They won't tell me. Kidnapped by space pirate cats and wizards. Spider wizards.
Transdimensional spider wizards.
Spider wizards!
So, transdimensional spider wizards and space pirate cats.
Yes.
I've got to read the book to figure out how the wizards and the cats came together to figure out to go kidnap two kids from Earth who don't have qualifications to be superheroes anymore.
Oh, yeah, and a journalist.
And a journalist. Well, that makes more sense.
Who failed miserably at journalism, too.
It's just a bunch of people who have
failures.
Just not, they didn't hit their mark in life. And then, they're on a spaceship journey.
We can pull you from the timeline and no one will notice you were ever gone.
Pretty much.
That's where we can take you. Okay. It's going to be, you said 5 issues or 7 issues?
7 issues total.
7 issues total. This is the second one. It is well over the funding limit. It is going to happen. It's 150% plus funded. 20 days to go on this thing. So you guys will probably, if you get that last 2-day spike, you could hit 5 figures on this thing. I think that's what you hit on the first one, right?
Yep.
Okay, then that's really the goal. This 4,000, ignore that. That's bullshit. We're going for 10 on this. Help out if you can, if you're watching it on the replay. The link to this Kickstarter is the very first line you will see in the description below. Encourage you guys to get out there and check it out. It reads like a really fun story, so I'm going to be interested in seeing more about it. Is there something that I was supposed to ask that you guys get to put out on shows that I didn't ask, and you're like, we can't talk about it because they won't open the door for that conversation?
Our artist is amazing.
Yes. Well, both artists are amazing.
Yeah, both artists are, but the Brett Wadelli, our partner in crime and co-creator, he worked on Surrogates, which became a Bruce Willis movie in 2009 with the robots and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, he also worked on Southland Tales.
Yep, Southland Tales.
Beauty. Most of the Philip K. Dick books that get turned into comic books from the family are his art.
Yep.
Hammer has a question that I can't answer. And I don't know, you guys, anyone here have an SLA printer? I don't know what SLA even stands for.
Service level agreement printer? Is that what you mean, Hammer?
Are you talking about a 3D printer? Is that a SLA like spool plastic 3D printing?
I know somebody who has one of those, and he's a comic book crowdfunder, and he does excellent work. That would be George Peter Gatsis, if that's what you're looking for. But if it's service level agreement, then maybe talking about like contracts. Yep, 3D. Okay. What's that got to do with this comic book? Well, you know what? I know what that has to do with this comic book. You know what it has to do with this comic book?
Yeah.
Sarah sells.
Oh, God. Not action figures.
Action figure.
Maybe after issue 7. Maybe like the final thing, we'll do some little Chris and Sarah action figures with a Roger, because we didn't mention much of Roger either. He's the third major character. He's our Geraldo Rivera of the group.
Yeah. Talk to George Peter Gatsis on Twitter. He does 3D printing professionally and cheaply and beautifully. He 3D prints his characters for his books. His second book is being crowdfunded soon, and if you're on the mailing list for it, you're eligible to purchase the 3D print of the spaceship that is part of the book that all the characters travel on. He showed it to me, and I said, what's the scale in this? He said, when it's assembled, because that's how it comes to you, it's 3 feet long.
Whoa.
Insane.
That's insane. But it is George Peter Gadsden. If you've ever seen him on a stream, yeah, he's insane anyway. So it fits perfectly. So yeah, Sarah sells 3D prints of Sarah. Doesn't even have to be a action figure. Just doesn't even have to be multicolored. One single color. Paint your own Sarah.
Just like a 40K figurine.
Exactly. The fans have told you how to make money with this, Sarah. No. Issue number 7 shouldn't even have a comic book involved with it. It should be like, all the tears and oh crap, we forgot the comic.
Yeah.
Just the stuff.
Just Sarah Merck.
We have a Sarah store. You'll have to ask George Peter himself about that one. I couldn't tell you. So anyway, we're not drunk. I think we're acting like it, and maybe I should be, because we're just kind of babbling now at the end here. This is the end of the stream. I kept you guys longer than I wanted to, but we appreciate you being on the show tonight and having some fun talking about Sarah and Starlite. No, the book's not called Sarah. The book's called Starlite.
Hey, Chris and Roger. Hello.
Space Cats.
Issue number 4 changes to Sarah in Starlight. It's the new title of the book. Like Superman in Action Comics. We have to explain who's here and why. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and throw us out on the outro video. And when issue 3 comes along and I ask you guys to come along here, you'll know better than to accept the invite.
At least not without some stickers.
Yeah, stickers and some 3D prints of Sarah, right? Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for coming. Greg, Smith, Travis, good to have you guys here. And best of luck on Sarah number 3. I don't have to wish you good luck on Sarah number 2 because it's funded. Everybody in the chat, go out and get it, and appreciate you being here as well. We don't have a show without you. Good night.
Hi. Thanks for stopping by for another Critical Blast video. The internet is and we know there are lots of other places you could be other than here, and we appreciate you being here immensely. If you enjoyed this kind of content, we hope you'll return for more. If you click the subscribe button, you'll get a little notification of when we produce new video content. If you would like to help the channel out, there are many ways to do so. Just visiting our main hub, criticalblast.com, will do wonders. But if you're more of a show me the merchandise type of person, there are links in the description of this video to our t-shirt shop, as well as links to Amazon for the books we publish under the Critical Blast Publishing imprint, including the urban fantasy anthology Gods and Services and the YA superhero novel Bulletproof by Stephen J. Mitchell. Thanks again for visiting this video. We hope you had a blast.